Hello, bonjour de Paris, Espresso Mertini, episode number 11. Maxime, thank you for the invitation.
Mareba, my pleasure.
Merhaba, how are you?
I'm really good. Good to have you in the office.
Yeah, before I tell too much, maybe you want to make an introduction for my audience.
My name is Maxime. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Timeleft. We are a French startup who try to fight loneliness by bringing people who don't know each other in restaurant, bars, and coffee shop every week around the world.
Yeah, thank you, Maxime. Maxime, like in my show, I'm always curious, and like the listeners, the viewers are always curious how like someone started this path. Like I think no one started as a child. Hey, I want to be an entrepreneur.
No, for sure.
So like, how was your journey? Because also, for example, in school, I didn't have any idea about what should I do with my life.
Yeah, I think you become an entrepreneur. I don't think you're born an entrepreneur. I think entrepreneur is like doing a sport. At the beginning, you need to start and then you suck and then you get better along the way. I was lucky to start my entrepreneur journey a long time ago. I'm 40 today and I started when I was 18. So it's 22 years now. So it's half of my life now. When I was 18, school and university was not really for me. So I was lucky to start to make money pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. I become a party organizer. So I used to manage nightclubs and DJs and stuff like that for 7 years. I will not say I was an entrepreneur back then, but I was making my own money. I have my own little business. So again, entrepreneur can be, like a really small business, can be a big business. Entrepreneur means a lot of different things. But at the time I was an entrepreneur myself because I was doing things and making money on this. And then when I was 25, I created my really first big business, I will say. It was a media company on social media for 10 years, 100 employees, and I sold it to national TV. And then Timeleft now is 5 years. So basically I have 3 big chapters. And I think that's how I become what we call today an entrepreneur.
Okay, a step back. Did you been like enrolled on something in university or did you...
No, I went to so in France, I think it's like in a lot of different countries, when you're 18, you have this big exam. So I have this big exam at least, and then you need to change, university, business schools and all this kind of thing. I went to business schools, but I got fired on the first years. And so I was like, okay, this is not for me. And I was starting to make my own money, and more money than I ever imagined back in the time. And so because I was making a lot of money, I need to create a company to be able to invoice. So that's how I just created my first business when I was 18, to just make invoice to people who ask invoice. And he just put me in this path, or like I want to be my own boss. So no, I never worked for anyone, and I didn't do university or stuff like that.
Okay, and then how did you do the switch to a media company from party organization and DJing?
Doing parties and working during the night is cool when you're 20. At 25, I start to get really tired and used to just leave during the night and go home at 5 a.m. every day, and all drugs and alcohol and all this kind of thing. So at 25, I wanted to change my life. I was see myself going down a bit into this path of like drinking a lot,
like quarter life crisis.
Yes, and so the idea was really simple. It was in 2010. When I was watching TV and reading the news, I was like, why there is only bad news on the TV? Like you open the news, it's always bad news after bad news after bad news. Still today. And so my goal was simple, was to create a little blog who is basically the opposite. So it was only positive news, and this little blog by myself. Then I have like 2 or 3 friends join me, and then 10, and then 20, and then it become a big media in France. I think at the peak, in 5 years after that, it was like maybe 20 million visits a month. And then in 2016, we decided to shut it down and become only on Facebook and only a video media. And that's what helped us to just grow pretty quickly after that.
Okay. And then you made an exit with the company?
Yes, I sold it to the national TV in 2017. So after 7 years, in 2 times. So we sell with my co-founder, we sell half of the business to the national TV. So they become the majority stakeholders of the company. And then we agreed to stay 3 years to get the second part of the of the money, but the second part didn't came. They fired me and my co-founder just before the end, like really bad, in October 2019. So we fight with lawyers to get a bit of money, but it was really hard at the time. But it was really now it's a really good things because he pushed me to do something else with my life, and so I take 2 years off and I travel the world. So
Okay, where did you travel? Which places do I need to see?
I was lucky because we fight with the lawyers and we have an agreement just before Christmas 2019. So it was 3 months before COVID, but I didn't know COVID was happening. And I started to travel first in Australia, in New Zealand. I'd been 3 months there, and then I was in New Zealand. I take the last flight to go back to Sydney. And then boom, the whole world shut down and the country shut down. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be shut down at the beach. So not bad. And then I was lucky because I was single, no kids, a bit of money. So when Australia started to become more closed and lockdowns, I feel it coming. Like it was summer again in Paris. So I went back to Paris again when it was okay to be out. Then the winter come back in Paris. I see, oh my God, another lockdown is coming. So I went to Mexico for 6 months. And so it was a really good time of my life. And during these 2 years also, because when I get fired from my last company, it was really like from nowhere. It was on Tuesday, we have a paper and we get fired on Friday. So it was pretty tough. Because I was the CEO and the co-founder of this company, and I believe it was my company, but I just realized it was not anymore my company, and they just fired me, like American style. So on Friday, give the credit card, your computer, the scooter, everything. So it was really tough. And then I didn't know what to do with my life at this time. So because they took from me what was all my life. So suddenly I have
Like a
big
child.
void. Yeah, big void. I don't know what to do. There is nothing to do in my life. So I created this list of 100 dreams, and I decided to take 2 years to achieve my dreams, to know a bit more about what I want to do with my life.
Okay, so there was not, okay, I travel and I'm thinking already about the next step.
A bit. When they fire me the next week, like, okay, I need to create something else, and I need to create another thing. And then all these people who know me come to me, oh, you want to create another media? Let's do it together, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, I need to set up this lawyer stuff. It's like too much of my energy. Let's see. And then I start to travel. And the goal was more to, I don't know, take time for myself a bit. I was 35 at the time. I never really traveled. I never really go out from Paris. So it was okay, let's try to enjoy a bit more. And as soon as I start to achieve all this challenge, like read more book or do Vipassana, learn yoga, learn Spanish. I don't know. There is something who I say, wow, this is really cool. I just learned. It's like a school of life, And so I keep doing this. And when COVID happened, my friend got depressed and locked down. I was living my best life. And so the first idea of Timeleft came from there. Like, what do you want to do with the time you got left? And it was a website when you can share your bucket list. And when you click on the dream, you can see all the people who want to do the same dream as you. So we start like this.
Okay, interesting. But were you also like that sportive, like you can't see it in the background, but were you also like, because you also shared on LinkedIn and Strava, were you also back then already like sportive?
Yes. Sport is still there since I'm a kid, we'll say. Like when I work in the nightlife, I was less consistent, I will say. But yeah, it's still the last 10 years, still I'm 30. Every year I took a big fitness challenge in my life, and I try to achieve it. So it keep me really healthy, I will say.
Okay, nice. Max, we forget already to say cheers.
Cheers to you,
Cheers.
man. Thank you for inviting me.
And you also mentioned like in your blog that you pivoted like 3-4 times with Timeleft.
Yes.
What was the journey of Timeleft? Because it's kind of funny, back then I also had the idea, we got a scholarship, but we never coded it, whatever. But for me, it was impressive to see like how you scale it and everything. But then also reading, okay, you also needed to pivot 3-4 times.
Yeah, because when we look online and on podcast and YouTube, we always see the success, but there is no what we call overnight success. Timeleft is 5 years now, and the first 3 years we pivot 4 times, and we didn't make a single euros. I changed the team 4 times. We changed 4 ideas. The first idea was to the thing I just said. So it's just a website with a lot of dreams. Well, okay, we're not gonna go really far from there with this. And then in 2021, I said, okay, I really want to, to push again and become, to have like a startup again. I'm ready to go back to working hard. And then there was a lot of money in the market. So we raised 2 million with this idea. Okay, we know what people dream. So maybe we can match them together. So the idea was you swipe dreams, like, Tinder, but for dreams. So you swipe all dreams, like I want to do marathon, I want to speak English, I want to go in Turkey or whatever. And then every time I find someone who has the same dream as you, I create a match into the app and you can chat with this person. So we raised 2 million. People get excited by this idea.
But one question, like you raised the 2 million by saying, hey, we have the data, we know the dream of people, or was it that the investors saw also,
no,
okay,
it was
you
more
are-
like, hey, I'm Max, I'm creating something new, give me money. Basically, I sold my company really well and I was really famous at the time on the entrepreneur landscape. So it was kind of like, hey, I make a success on my last company. My last company was 100 employees, 18 million followers, 4 billion video views per year. I was one of the biggest media. So yeah, I want to do something else, and they say, okay, this is 2 million, and go figure it out. No, we didn't have anything. We just have a website and just 5,000 dreams, but nothing else. And so we create this idea. Everybody love it. But it was a huge fail because it's not because you dream about something then you really want to do it. You kind of want to do it, like, oh, I would love to do a marathon. Yeah, but you don't. Do you run? No, but I would love to do a marathon. So if I match you with someone who also don't run, you're not gonna do marathon. You have nothing to say to each other. So the thing failed big time. And I believe I could. My dream was to launch in the US, so I went to the US to try to launch this. It was really bad, really lonely journey for 3 months. Nothing was working. I went back, and then we said, okay, if dreams are too big, maybe we can match people, but around something to do in the city. So you choose someone in the app, so man, woman, you just choose someone and say, oh, Mert look good, cool guy, nice smile, nice mustache. Like, I want to do something, and you choose something to do in the city. This new rock climbing opening, or there's a new coffee shop or whatever. And you send an invite to someone you don't know. Hey, Mert, you don't know me. I would love to do this with you. Cool, also on paper. But the thing is, like, if you do that, it was like a one-on-one meetup. So you, as a one person, you want to meet one person. Yeah. And sadly, all the guys use this as a dating app. So they took all the same experiences and sent to 200 girls in the same time, trying to get actually a date. And so the girl was like, oh, you want to do rock climbing? But the guy said, no, but let's have a drink at my place first. Like, let's see if you really like rock climbing. So it was really bad. You look like a dating apps, and I don't like dating apps. We can talk about it, but I was like, okay, how can we just not look like a dating apps? There was too many dating apps already. And so we said, okay, maybe one-on-one is a problem. So let's do groups meeting. And so you say you want to do something, like I want to do yoga on Saturday, and we're going to try to find strangers who want to do yoga with you, even if they don't know you. It was in 2023. And after 4 months, okay, it's not going to go anywhere. It was really hard to find people who want to do the same thing on the same time. So maybe you want to do yoga, but you want to do yoga on Tuesday. I want to do yoga on Wednesday. You want to have a beer on Thursday, and you want to do football. Like, it was really hard. And so something also funny is, like, to protect the woman, we create these features, or like if a woman create a group, she can decide who can enter into the group. So as a woman, you say, I want to do yoga on Saturday on the beach, and then you can receive notification of this guy want to join your groups, or this woman want to join your groups, notification. And what we discover is, like, women, they refuse every man, all of them, and they only accept women. So
only
it's like,
women.
no, they say, like, if the guy is not good looking, I don't want the guy. But they are more open to women. And men, it was the opposite. Men, all the women, they say yes, and they say no to men, so they can be alone with. Well, again, it was like a dating app. And so 3 years, super tired, like almost no money in the bank. We say, okay, Adrian, like, let's do another time. Do you have the energy to do another one? I was like, okay, let's do another one. But now we need to do something we fucking love. Like, okay, let's forget the VC, let's forget the tech. Like, what do we know now? It has to be easy. It has to be simple. People have to pay. I'm so tired. Like, we don't make any money. Like, we need to make money. They will have to pay from the ghetto. Like, they pay. If they don't pay, nothing. We need to do everything by ourselves. Like, I'm tired to have all these tech people around me. Like, I don't know what they're doing. They just bullshit me all the time. So we need to have something simple. And I said, you know what? Let's do dinners in restaurant. Restaurant, everybody know how to do it. We're going to just do this on Wednesday because, to say, like, hey guys, if you want to do it, it's on Wednesday, no Saturday, Sunday, just it's Wednesday. So everybody just focus on the same day of the week. And they're going to pay €5. let's see. And so we start like this in May 2023. So it's 2 years and 3 years, almost 3 years. Well, almost 3 years. You book your ticket to get access to a table of people you don't know. We start in Lisbon. And then in Paris, and after like 6 months, we start to do like, I think in December, it was maybe 25,000 euros of business per month. I was like, okay, a bit of business. But we have 4 salaries. We did a bit of ads, so we're still losing money. So instead of dying quick, we're just gonna die slow. I was like, okay, I think at the time we have maybe 6-7 months of cash in front of us. I was like, Adrian, if we don't know how to make more money in Paris and Lisbon, we're just gonna die. So let's try to open another city. But at the time, it was really manual. So I was going every Wednesday at lunch to the restaurant. We print some question game and some things to put to the table. I was talking to the restaurant, please, tonight, make a table 1 here, make a table 2 here. They're gonna pay. And I was really I was afraid the thing didn't go well. But I was like, okay, if I need to have 1 person in every city, it's not gonna work. So I said, Adrian, you know what? Just let's do ads in Barcelona and let's see what happens. He said, hey, Max, I did ads. They're working well. We have like 30 or 25 people next week. I was like, oh shit. Okay. So I went on Google Map. Okay, restaurant. I don't know where's the good restaurant. Hello, hi. You speak English? Yes. I need 2 tables of 6 for next Wednesday. Blah 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 blah. I was like, okay. We send the people, and I was checking my WhatsApp because I was managing the customer support. Nothing happened. Okay. Called the restaurant the next day. I said, hey, I sent you 12 people yesterday. How was it? Yeah, good. It's like, but did they find the table? Like everything was okay. And then the guy changed the trajectory of Timeleft. He said, yeah, they're not fucking stupid. I was like, yeah. People are not fucking stupid. It's just like going to the restaurant. I was like, It's not like something technical. It's like, you need to say hi to the waiters. You ask for your table. There is a bill. It's classic. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, Adrian, yeah, you have ads in Spanish. Do ads in Madrid. 50 tickets. I was like, And we were in Lisbon, so we have ads also in Portuguese. And say, I do ads in Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro just to see. Boom, 200 tickets. I was like, maybe there is something here. And then 2024, we opened 325 cities in 1 year. So we conquered the world. We went from 200 people per month to 150,000 people who have dinners with us now every month. We are open in 200 cities. We hire 2% per week in 2024. We went from 0 to 100. Yeah, it was a crazy story. With the same concept, dinners on Wednesday. And then in last year, in 2025, we scale the options. So now it's not a ticket anymore. It's a subscription business. You pay 20 euros to get the subscription. And then Tuesday is for women. You can do on Friday now dinners. We have bars on Thursday. And now we have coffee shop on Saturday. We have running club on Sunday. So it's basically... it's like the Netflix of social life. You pay 20 euros and every week you can do things with strangers.
Yes. So it's like a lifestyle.
Yeah, it's an app to... It's really something magical for people who don't know, who didn't do it and listen to this podcast. It's just literally, you click on the button and tomorrow you're going to have dinner with people. It's the shortest West. You can't do shorter than that. If you think about it, if you want to do this, how you do it? You go on dating apps, but it's just girls. You're not going to just talk with 5 girls and do these really strange dinners with only you and 5 days. It's not going to happen. You're not going to go on Meetup. Or you go in any event, you go by yourself. It's really hard to say, hey, hi, I'm alone. Can we be friends? So Timeleft creates this unique magic things. Or you open a restaurant and you sit down and you say, hey, hi, Timeleft, yes, hi, Maxime, hi, hello. And then people just have dinner with you. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And how do you do it with the risk? Did you everything manually, always the booking of the tables? Because when I was in my startup idea phase, I was like, okay, how do we monetize? Do we take money from the restaurants?
So before I answer your question, so I really recommend people who want to start a business to not think about scaling at the beginning. Do things who don't scale. That's not for me. That's from the CEO of Airbnb. He said at the beginning, don't think about scaling. Even in my company, we have some discussion last week but this is not scalable. I was like, we don't know. if it's make money, we're gonna find a way to scale. It's just this, you go at the beginning, people are like, oh yeah, but if I need to do this in 200 cities, it's gonna be so fucking insane. Yes, but if in one city you make money, trust me, you're gonna find a way to do it in 200. So don't do things who don't scale up. On the contrary, try to monetize quickly. I think it's really good advice for people who want to become entrepreneurs. Like, till people don't pay your services, till people don't pay what you are selling, you have no idea if they really like it. It's so fucking cool to do for free. Do for free. Have clicks and visit and whatever. But when they pay, then you know they really understand what you are proposing as an offer. So if you do 1 year for free, then when you start to make people pay, then you just start to learn. So start quickly to make them pay. And now for Timeleft, we just realized super quickly the iceberg part where people don't see. So people see this website and this app super easy, you do a personality test and you click on the button. Wow, that's super easy. I can vibe code in this thing. Yes, you can vibe code Timeleft, no problem. But behind that, there is all the backstage, the back office we created. I give you an example. So this, I don't know, we are Friday, like let's take Wednesday. This Wednesday, we have like 28,000 people who have dinners in 2,500 restaurants in the same night in 200 cities in 18 languages. So this is massive. And to do that, we have this huge back office we created. The hardest part of Timeleft is the in real life part. It's not the digital, it's the in real life. Booking restaurant, managing the restaurant, managing no show, people who come, people who don't come, like all this kind of thing. So we create this whole system since 2 years called the Timeleft operating system.
Okay, which is mostly automated, probably.
We automate, a lot of things. We have an algorithm who create all the groups. We have like a constellation of table, reallocation of people. Yeah, of course. If you want to grow and do at scale that we do, yes, you need to automatize a lot of things.
Okay, and maybe about the dinners, I'm curious from the founder, what, in your opinion, makes a great dinner a great dinner?
I did almost 100 dinner myself. I think I'm the number one user of my own app. I really like it, to be honest. I'm obsessed with dinners since now 10, 15 years. So I really like to have dinners. I really like to meet people. I'm an extrovert, as you can see. But dinners is a really interesting thing. So I think what's also the success of Timeleft is because we start with dinners and not with bars or yoga or fitness or running. Like the dinners is an amazing, I call it a technology. It's an amazing technology to connect people. It forces you to stay for 3 hours. You know what to do. There is entertainment, waiters and stuff. There is alcohol. Alcohol is a great way to connect with people. I don't say you should drink. I just say it's a great way to...
Or drink responsible.
Yeah, drink responsible. But it's a parenthesis. But I have a meeting with a big guy from the restaurant industry in Paris. And he said, people don't drink alcohol anymore. This is this thing. Like the new generation, they don't drink. People drink less and less and less. And he said two things happen. So one is really bad for the restaurant because they make most of the money in alcohol, not on the food. So the restaurant really struggle. And the other thing is people don't have fun anymore in restaurant. It's sad, but you see they're on the phone all the time, and they just don't vibe and socialize like before. I don't say you need wine to be social, but I mean when you have a bottle of wine and then you share wine, there's a different feeling. Who we say in the restaurant is not there anymore. But go back to your question about dinners. I think 6 person, that's what we do. 6 person dinners is the best. 8 is too big. 4 is too intense, And if you have someone who is a bit weird or if someone is not coming, then the table is problematic. You need to balance some gender, 3 women, 3 men is the best. So we sit down 1 million people in the last 2 years, and we have data and a lot of data about what they like, if they match, and everything. So we kind of know now what's the best recipe of a dinner. And so I have it 3 men, 3 women, that's the kind of the best. 4 women, 4 and 2 men, that's okay. But 5 women and 1 guy, that's not good. And also the opposite, 1 woman and 5 guys, it's not good. So the algorithm tried to really make sure we have this balance. 10 years of different age. So between the youngest and the oldest, you need 10 years. Why? Because people say, oh, I love to have, a dinner with old people. Yes, you do. Okay, fine. But most of the time, generation people like to be with the same generation. Why? Because we have the same problem. I don't know. I'm 40. If I have someone who is 20, yeah, it can be fun, cool. But the guy say, hey, I don't know what I'm going to study next year. I was like, bro, I'm past that.
So you don't connect boomers with Gen Z?
No, we don't. And actually, that's cool now because my dad is 72 and he go every month. So we have in big city, not in small city, but in Paris or London and New York, we have a big range of people. Now we have I think last year we have 150,000 new users who joined the app above 55 years old. So we have more and more older people joining. But also now what we do in Timeleft, like you can choose your language, you can choose the budget of the restaurant. We just realized like if you want to spend 20 euros and I send you in a restaurant with 50, then you're going to be a bit annoyed. So we have the price of the restaurant, the language. You can speak English or the local language. What else do we have? We meet a bit of mix of extrovert, introvert. Of course, if you have only introvert, it will be a weird dinner. And if you have only extrovert, everybody's going to fight for attention. So it's going to be also problematic. So yeah, we do all this kind of thing. But my main takeaway, and this is the thing I say the most in every podcast I do, is like we have way more in common than we think. And also we are social animal. We have this thing in the media where we say loneliness, and the world is getting lonely. It's not because of us as human. It's just because we are on the phone all the time. We don't talk anymore. We just, you go outside from your home and you're on your phone. You go on the subway, you're on your phone. You go to your desk, you drop your phone. You go to your computer. You go to toilet, you take your phone again. You go back to computer. You go home. You make a delivery from food from a guy. You say hello. You take the food. You watch Netflix. We just get isolated. We have an isolation by design. But if you put people who don't know each other in the table, okay, first 10 minutes, you're like, after like 20 minutes, blah, 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 blah. We are really social. We have way more in common than we think. And we have this social capability in us. It's just the punchline I said the most is like we just lose time and moment in the week when we can express this sociability.
Yeah. Yeah, that's super cool. I also am thinking about like with an app like Timeleft, it's more okay because when I saw the first time the app, I was like, okay, I felt like, okay, the prices are charging more than I expected. But thinking no, like people lose so much time like on swiping. So you save time and money if you just go on Timeleft. You meet 5 people at once. It's like so much time saving and money saving if you think about it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Or again, it depends what's the pain. Like if you really feel lonely, what's 20 euros, right? And it's 20 euros for the month. You can go you can do 3 things per week if you want. Then it's like only 1 euros per experiences. So people who complain about the price is like they don't really see the value, and I think we need to work on it. But yes, it's not just people say, 20 euros to book a table. No. It's not just to book a table. It's like to have all these people who agree to meet you and they don't know you and they're going to show up tomorrow on the restaurant we choose. We make sure it's great and we do the table. And at the end, you can have a group chat with all these people. You can stay connected. So it's more than just, it's more just booking a dinner for sure.
Yeah. No, but it's also crazy, like, because like you're kind of eliminating the swiping era.
Swiping is dead and all the dating apps are dying because of this. But it's just more than removing the swiping. It's just it's doing something also completely different. If you think about it, the last 10 years, all this matching app or dating apps, they create this illusion of choice, this illusion of the perfect match. Tell me exactly what you want. I want a really tall girl, a vegetarian and Sagittarius who work in tech, and she has to have 2 dogs and 1 cat and don't smoke. You got all these fucking filters, and these filters it's not what happens in real life. I tell this story a lot. It's like now I have a wife, but before I met her, like I think 4 years ago, I met this girl like in Lisbon, like amazing, beautiful girl, super tall, like model, whatever. And we talk about dating apps, and she showed me look, all the creepy messages I received. I was like, hey, show me, it's cool. And then I see she have Bumble Premium. I was like, I thought only the guy pay, in dating apps. How a beautiful girl like you pay? So what the fuck? Why are you paying? And say, because I'm tall. I say, yeah, I can see you're tall. But she was maybe 178, 70, so really tall as a woman at least. And say, yeah, if the guy don't do 189. I don't meet the guy. Okay, so 189, you don't meet the guy. I was like, okay. And I start to smile and say, why are you smiling? I said, I think I'm 188, but I know. So I put 189 because I know I will have more chance. And she said to me, yeah, but Lou, that's okay. I said, yeah, but this is fucked up. You're not going to go in the bar and say, oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. 1 centimeter and I will talk to you, but you're 188. I need 189. And I think that's the problem. And if you look to the reverse, A new statistic we just released, like I think last year, is like 68%. 68 is a lot. 68% of the women who use the filter as a height, they put 182 or 189 or whatever. So if you're less than 181, 68% of the women will never see you. But that's fucked up, right? And I think we create this illusion. And so what Timeleft do is the opposite. Instead of believe there is this perfect match, this perfect, whatever, and instead of like swiping a lot and talking a lot, I need to know everything about you to make sure I'm gonna, see you. We do the opposite. You're not gonna know anything. Fucking show up, and then you decide if you want to see this person. But trust the process, trust the serendipity, trust life, And then yes, there is some dinners who are like, average. There is some dinner bad. I did 100 dinners. I have maybe 2 or 3 dinners. I was like, I want to go home. But that's life. And the opposite, I have like 20 or 25 amazing dinners with amazing people. And it's people I'm sure, like now I'm not single anymore, but most of the girl I know I will swipe left on them. But when you see them in real life, you say, oh, she's more cool. Another example. So I have a friend who is single since like 2 years, and he say, I'm single, I hate dating ass, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And I was in the restaurant with a dinner for a birthday of someone, and I have this girl, super cute girl, 30, super energetic, she's dentist, whatever. And she said, yeah, I hate dating apps. And I said, yeah, what's your kind of guy? Just give me just tall guy, sport guy, entrepreneur. Oh, I have a friend who's going to be a perfect match for you. Show me a picture. No. I'm not going to say anything. I just know you live for like 2 hours. Yes. You look great. And I know him. Mm-hmm. You're clearly his type. So I called my friend and said, hey, are you free on Friday? He said, yes. I said, are you free on Friday? I'm going to do a blind date. I'm just going to take a bars, and I'm going to send you an address, and you show up like a blind date. So you're like so excited. So like, oh my God, thank you so much. And my friend was like, hey, wait, great. The next morning, you know what's happened? The girl, she texts me and say, I'm so sorry. I Googled your friend. It's not my type.
Oh.
I was like, why? Like, trust me. I know him. He's not like this in picture. You're not like this in picture. And my guy did the same. My guy, because I just said the first name, he looked at the first name. She had me on Instagram, so she find her on the phone, and she was dentist. She Googled dentist and the name, and he find her. And he said, oh, this is not my type. You're looking like a fucking dentist profile picture on the fucking website. I spent 2 hours with the girl. Mm. And the whole thing go down. I was like, this is really sad. Because again, people want to have all this choice and option, and you lose, and you can't, like what I experienced with this woman, you can't experience this in a picture or on a profile of Tinder or whatever. It's a parenthesis. We can go back to the main question.
No, also a friend of me, he was blind dating like via chat, like for a couple of weeks, and now they're like together. So I think people, you should be more surprise yourself.
And know what you want. Okay, it's good to know what you want and know what you don't want, but at the end, just try. Like I said to my friend and to her, it's really sad because even if you don't like each other, it will be a fun date. The excitement at the beginning, like, and it's cool guy, you're cool girl. At least you just have 1 hour chat, you have a drink. But what's the worst can happen? Mm-hmm. And maybe she has a friend, and maybe you have another. I don't know. You never know. And so, just by staying online and just swiping people is not gonna bring you anywhere, I believe.
Yeah. And one most curious point, especially about last year when you scaled, like how do you handle like your daily life, like scaling a million business, and then like doing the sports? You married last year?
Yes. Yes.
Congrats.
Thank you. With a Turkish woman, as you know. Yes. Benim Karim.
Do you know Turkish? Do you also learn Turkish?
Yeah, a bit more difficult. How do I do? It's just it's the support system. So when you are an entrepreneur and you start to scale, the goal is to create a cockpit around you as like your like a system. Like you can't survive by yourself. So. I have amazing people around me. I have a chief of staff, and I have an executive assistant. So it really helped my day-to-day as a CEO, I will say. I have 2 coaches as a CEO. And so this is really helpful. And then I have an amazing wife. also play a big part of making me healthy mentally. And also, I know since now 10 years now, sport and sleep and good food is the base. Like you need to sleep well, move your body, and eat well. Because like the analogy I give sometimes is like for me, sport and entrepreneurship is the same. If you want to create a company who make 10 million, it's like the same as you want to go to the Olympics game. It's the same. It's the same hard. It's like you want to run and to be in the fucking marathon Olympic is the same as making 10 million. It's the same. It's super hard. But people, when you say, oh, I want to do the Olympics, oh, good job. Yeah, great. Yeah, good for you. Good for you. You say, I want to do 10 million. It's the same. It's super, super, super hard. But if you don't protect your own energy, you will not succeed. It's like a sport. If you sleep like shit, if you eat bad, if you don't move your body, you just will not have the best energy to succeed. And it's so fucking hard to become an entrepreneur who succeed. I think the statistic was, I don't know if it's in France or Europe, I think 35% of the business not going to make a single euros and die. So 1/3 of the entrepreneurs, they don't make any money, they die. So that's a loot. And on the rest, I think it's only like 20 or 25% of the entrepreneurs who make just to pay themselves a little salary. So, voilà. And then I think the company who make 1 million a year, I think is 2%, I think, or 1%. And company who make more than 10 million a year as a sales is like 0.2%. So when you look online, you see all these people doing like 10, 20 million, 30 million, whatever, but this is really, really rare. And it's really hard because most of the entrepreneurs, they don't make money. Most of the entrepreneurs, they struggle big time. And most of the entrepreneurs will be more happy if they are employees in the company who pay them well. So yeah, know when you start. It's a long journey who is not really as charming as we think. So protect yourself first because you're going to go to war.
Yeah, well, then, Max, thank you very much for this insightful conversation with you.
My pleasure.
Do you have some last words for my viewers?
We cover a lot of different topics. About entrepreneurship or about something else?
How you like?
I think the thing I said last time in the conference and people really enjoy it is exactly what you just said. Like entrepreneurship is really, really hard. Like launching your project is really hard. So don't overcomplicate it. Start small. Action beat reflection. At the beginning, you don't need more theory. You don't need more like books, and you don't need to watch more YouTube video. You just need to do like action, create information. You know, this is like the more you do, the more you get new information. So your podcast number 11, the thing you do podcast 11 compared to podcast 1 is different, and podcast 100 going to be completely different. Maybe you're going to have your own studio. Maybe you have like, you know, whatever, like maybe 2 cameras, but people, they always see what they want as, oh my God, I want to be this. Look, this guy has an amazing studio. How do you do that? Yeah, he started in this fucking room like 3 years ago. Start in your room, start now. So I will really encourage people who want to change their life to just start small, being consistent, and just don't fucking think too much. Like thinking is a killer game. Again, like if you have an idea, make it simple and launch it tomorrow. Don't wait too much. The more you wait, the more you overcomplicate it. This is an idea, and but I need to add this to my idea. I need this, and I need a tech guy. I need to raise money. No. Just do it as super simple. And we live an amazing time when you can vibe code your ideas. You can create an MVP in a second and put it in the hand of people. I have a friend last time, he created an MVP. Yeah, my MVP is great. Look at it. What do you mean you don't understand? I don't understand. What do you want me to click? It's super complicated. Oh, shit. I was like, yeah, but that's good. You know, like it's really bad idea. And so, yeah. So this is my advice. And then also choose the people around you. You know, we say we are the average of the people you hang out the most. And so your friend, your wife, your family play a big part of your life. And so I said that last time, but if you want to become an entrepreneur, like how many entrepreneurs do you have in your friend group? 0? Maybe add 1, maybe add 2. You want to lose weight and become a marathon guy? How many people run in your friend group? 0? Maybe join a run club. Maybe have just like a guy who runs. Maybe not a marathon guy, but just, you know, like it's more easy to change your life when you change the people around you.
Yes.
Voila.
Thank you, Maxime. In this sense, don't wait, start small. Bye-bye.